Hi everyone, welcome to the Religion Story YouTube channel. Islam in Canada isn't just present, it's thriving. Muslims here aren't just a minority, they're a vital part of society. In this video, we're diving into how Islam is growing in Canada through education, culture, and even politics. And you might be surprised just how big the Muslim contribution really is. So don't skip, because this isn't just about Canada. It's about how Muslims can thrive anywhere. Hit like, share it with your friends, and let's get into it. This story is perfect if you care about tolerance, the future, and maybe even thinking of moving there someday. Toronto, October 19, 2025. Amid the vibrant multicultural city of Toronto, the call to prayer echoes once again from Jamie Mosque, the first mosque ever established in Canada. That evening, hundreds of Muslims from various cultural backgrounds flocked to the mosque courtyard to perform the Maghrib prayer together. This phenomenon is no longer rare, rather, it reflects the rapid growth of the Muslim community in this predominantly non-Muslim country. According to the latest data from Statistics Canada, the Muslim population in Canada has now reached nearly 1.8 million people, or about 4.9% of the national population. This makes Islam the second largest religion in Canada, after Christianity. This growth is driven by consistent immigration, high birth rates, and a dynamic young community. Our community is incredibly diverse, said Yasmin Ahmed, a high school teacher from Edmonton who is active in the local Muslim community. We have congregants from South Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and even Eastern Europe. Islam unites us, but our cultures make this community truly rich. With a median age of 30, Canada's Muslim community is considered young. Many are second or third generation immigrants, born and raised in cities like Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, and Vancouver. I grew up in two worlds, said Omar Karim, a Muslim university student of Pakistani descent at the University of British Columbia. At home, I live with Islamic traditions. Outside, I'm part of an open and free Canadian society. It's challenging at times, but also enriching. This young demographic is also reflected in increased participation in religious and social activities. This past Ramadan, for example, was a significant moment. Mosques were packed every night, and communal iftar dinners were held in public parks and community halls. Many non-Muslims also joined these gatherings as a sign of solidarity and tolerance. In both the economic and social spheres, Muslims in Canada are now active across many sectors as doctors, entrepreneurs, academics, and politicians. Several prominent Muslims have been elected to federal and provincial parliaments, reflecting successful integration into Canada's democratic system. However, despite Islam's rapid growth, challenges remain. Islamophobia is still a real issue in certain regions, especially in Quebec, where surveys show that over 50% of residents hold negative views about Islam. Sometimes we're still seen as outsiders, even though we were born and raised here, said Dr. Amina Chowdhury, a Muslim psychiatrist in Montreal. But we believe that through education and interfaith dialogue, those stereotypes can be erased. Looking ahead, the Muslim community in Canada is expected to continue growing both in numbers and in its contributions to broader society. Federal and local governments are beginning to recognize the needs of this community, including support for the development of mosques, Islamic schools, and community centers. We don't just want to be accepted, said Imam Musa from the Vancouver Islamic Center. We want to be active participants in building Canada's future together, not apart. From crowded mosques to multicultural classrooms, from Ramadan soup kitchens to parliamentary seats, Islam in Canada today is no longer a surviving minority but a thriving community, bringing color and contributing to shaping a more inclusive future for Canada. Vancouver, October 19, 2025. Inside a modern classroom at Vancouver Islamic School, a group of students in navy blue uniforms sit attentively as they learn about Canadian history. Among them, 16-year-old Aisha Farouk raises her hand. She doesn't just want to learn history, she wants to be part of it. Aisha is one of thousands of young Muslims now studying at Islamic schools, public schools, or universities across Canada. With strong support from their communities and families, a new generation of Canadian Muslims is growing up with confidence and big dreams. Education is a top priority for many Muslim families in Canada. Data shows that the rate of higher education participation among young Canadian Muslims is high, even surpassing the national average in some age groups. At the University of Toronto, Dr. Lena Hassan, a political science lecturer and social activist, says Muslim women are becoming increasingly visible in academic spaces. They're not just studying. They're leading, she said. They chair student organizations, speak at seminars, and advocate for human rights. It's very encouraging. Muslim women in Canada are no longer only recognized by their hijabs or traditions. Today, they are known for their tangible contributions in science, law, the arts, and politics. One prominent example is Salma Zahid, the federal MP for Scarborough Centre, who became one of the first hijab-wearing Muslim women in Canada's parliament. Her presence has been a major source of inspiration, especially for young Muslim women. "We don't want to just sit on the sidelines of democracy," Salma said in an interview. "We want to help write the script." However, the growth of the Muslim community hasn't been without its challenges. A series of Islamophobic attacks in recent years, including the tragic 2021 incident in London, Ontario, that took the lives of a Muslim family, has left lasting scars. In response, the Canadian government has launched various initiatives, from the National Day of Action Against Islamophobia, January 29, to funding advocacy centers for Muslim communities. Within the community, many Muslim organizations have been working hard to build bridges with other groups through interfaith dialogue, joint social initiatives, and public education campaigns. As the community matures and becomes increasingly influential, many social observers say that Islam is now an inseparable part of modern Canada. From mosques open to the public, to high-performing Islamic schools, to the voices of Muslim women in parliament and on screen, all are signs that Islam in Canada is no longer a temporary guest, but a resident helping to build this home. "We want to be known not just for being different," said Omar said, a Muslim entrepreneur in Calgary, "but for being useful." So that's the story of how Islam is growing and thriving in Canada, from bustling mosques to young Muslims getting active in all kinds of fields. Hopefully, this inspires not just those of you in Canada, but all of us, that Islam can grow, contribute, and remain a blessing wherever it is. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and share it with your friends so more people can hear this positive story. And don't forget to subscribe, because there are plenty more interesting stories about Islam, tolerance, and Muslim life around the world. See you in the next video. Note: the names, images, and/or videos displayed in this content have been anonymized or altered to protect the privacy and identities of the parties involved.